Greetings, weird part of YouTube. Sakura Solo here, and welcome to Top Shop. Now, this is a pretty ancient, pretty obscure PlayStation 1 game. I think that the Game Grumps played it at one time, but I don't think that it got a whole lot of attention. It's no favorite of mine. It's very, very loosely based on Monopoly, but it kind of puts its own spin on it. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. You could tell that it's kind of the same thing without being the same thing. It's the idea of rejuvenated, for lack of better terminology. Now, one thing to note, the mechanics of this game are awesome. I do love them, but I think that there was a lot lost in translation when it was brought over from Japanese, because there was a lot of English, but at the same time, it's done in a hilarious way, so it's tolerable, and I kind of love it. We're going to start off in story mode and do the first stage. I love this crayon background type art. It's very adorable. I will say the sprites clash against it a little bit, but at the same time, in a manner that's charming, because you could tell that this wasn't exactly done on a massive budget, so. And I do like the variety of the characters. It's like the main character that you play as in the story is this cat, and he's Meower, obviously. Yeah, most creative name on the planet. Meow meow. Gotta love that English. Alright. Also, I apologize if it does not run entirely smoothly, because I just set up this PlayStation 1 emulator. This is EPSXE, but I am running off of my own disc of the game. I have had it for forever and a day. Alright, one of the first mechanics I find so interesting is you roll a pencil rather than a dice, and I find that pretty creative. Alright, and see, it's like, it's, where am I going with this? It is the same concept as Monopoly, but instead of building hotels and houses, you open stores. Let's see, let's open Cook and Bun, because I love to cook. And plus, too, it is a wise business choice to open some of the stores that don't cost so much. Alright, that was an interesting choice, Maiko. Now, this character, Cindy, I find it very interesting that in the manual for the game, her name is actually depicted as Ryoko. And I don't know if that was a Tenchi Muyo reference that somebody slipped in, I'm not sure. But, then you got this little Bart Simpson skater dude. Oh great, now you got me wanting pancakes, thanks a lot. Or rather, wanting to make pancakes, because I make the best pancakes on the planet. Also, these little transitions between the months are very creative. See, each turn is a month. Oh, okay. Nope, not gonna purchase another item. However, you can purchase more than one item. You can purchase up to 2. And depending on the item and how far you are into the current game, you might get a point for that. And points you can turn in later for power-ups, for lack of better terminology. Or augmentations, we'll call them that. I love some of these super generic names. But at the same time, I know they couldn't get too creative because copyright infringement. Because you get too creative with this, somebody's gonna say, oh, you stole this, you stole that, da 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 da. I mean, after all, Mattel has a shade of pink copyrighted, so. I'm gonna open the Tokyo restaurant. I try to open up stores that are kind of in that middle bracket. That way you're spending money in order to make money, but at the same time you're saving money. You're putting out just enough to damage your opponent, but you're saving back enough in case your opponent damages you. Financially, that is. Also, fun fact, it took me forever to install this emulator. I don't know why, but for some reason, the emulator had the worst time finding the BIOS files. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden, oh look, there they are. I don't get it. Anyway, July. I love how there was kind of a reference to the American 4th of July right there, the Independence Day. It's like fireworks in July. It's like, okay. Alright, let's open the noodle house because not only is it in the middle bracket, but I am a sucker for ramen. Cook it with a little bit less wicked. Wicked. Oh yes, my ramen is very wicked. It's wicked delicious. Because I cut up a hard-boiled egg in it. When I'm cooking it, I cook the liquid down a little bit, add a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic powder. Sometimes I add a little bit of rosemary, depending on if I'm making chicken or roast beef. And if I am making the roast beef kind, I might, if I have it on hand, add a little bit of mozzarella. Right on the top. And I just realized that pretty much what I'm saying has absolutely nothing to do with the game, but here we go anyway. Alright, August. Check out the background. Shark! Dun 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 dun. Alright, also, one thing that you probably noticed, Johnson Books right here, Rob was actually able to upgrade it by opening up the exact same store next to it. See, that's the thing. If there's, like, if you buy out all the items in a store, you can buy that store and either make it your own or you can open up your own store. Also, when you land on your own store, it's a chance to deliver to other stores to restock. And I think that's a very interesting system that they put into play, because if you were able to restock at any time, it would make it very difficult to buy out a store and purchase it, turn it into your own. So I find that a very interesting mechanic. These people really thought about what they were doing with the mechanics of this game. A little sound glitch there. You know what, I'm not entirely sure. Do they celebrate Halloween in Japan? I mean, I know quite a bit about Japanese culture, but, you know, that's the fun fact, I don't know if they celebrate Halloween. I know they celebrate Christmas, but ugh, I hate coffee. Ugh. Nah, this is how I get my caffeine. Okay. Emulator's trying to be a little bit of a butt here, but also, perfect example of payday. Once you pass the bank, you get paid. And the longer it takes you to go around the board, that equals more pay for you because you're out there doing more, for lack of better terminology. You're opening up more stores, you're accruing more interest. I'm not entirely sure what this has to do with November. Obviously, it's set in an art museum. I mean, normally these have something legitimate to do with the month, but it's like, I'm not entirely sure that I get that. Could somebody enlighten me? Or maybe they just weren't entirely sure what to do with it. So, payday. Alright, points exchange. This is what I meant earlier. As you get points by going around the board purchasing items from your opponent's stores, you get points. And you can do various things like stop rivals from opening new stores. You can get extra money. You can deliver to one of your stores. Or you could deliver to a rival store to keep them from being bought out, to try and hold out until you can get there so you could buy it out yourself. But it's a very tricky little tactic to use. Right now, I think I'm just going to take one extra point. What up, mother trucker? Expansion. I mean, normally I hate big business, but in this game, this is exactly what you want. In this game, it's fun because there's no exhausted, abused employees, because it's a game. Sport, yes. I'm a little bit low on funds after that, but I think I'll be okay until I can make it to payday. Also, you know what? That giant teddy bear that decorates the facade up top, years ago that didn't bother me. Ever since I played Five Nights... Oh no, not this card. Actually, you know what? Never mind. That worked out in my favor. A lot of times that will not work out in your favor, though. Because I had forgotten how much money Cindy had and how little money I have. Oh, that poor snowman. It's like, ow, quit poking me, bro, quit poking me. That's not the right hole. That's not the right hole. Oh, gosh, I just realized how wrong that's so good. I'm so sorry. Meatland. When I read the title of that store, Meatland, yeah, excuse me, that country accent's coming through. It just makes me think of this entire land, like, made of meat. Like something out of Rick and Morty, like this entire planet where everything is made out of meat. Like trees made out of hot dogs and stuff like that, and I don't know, houses made out of those little tiny sausage links and stuff like that in the same manner as a log cabin. Oh, and you got into the sake. You're gonna be one drink, Kitty, and you were gonna be so sporking hungover. This is why I never drink. Okay, well, I got drunk one time by complete accident. Alright, let's open up Gameland. Yeah, Gameland. That sounds good. Do we have laser tag? I actually played laser tag for the first time not long ago, and I had an absolute blast. But, yeah, back to what I said, because I'm sure that you're all curious about how I got drunk by accident. Alright. But some of you might not know, I have an associate's degree in business administration, and it was college graduation. The professors had prepared some, like, cookies, crackers, and some pineapple punch. And me being young and naive at the time, I asked the professors, now this punch is non-alcoholic, right? I mean, I know that we're all adults here, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not looking to get hammered. I don't drink. And they're like, oh no, there's nothing in it. And you know what? I'm sure that the professors were telling the truth. But at the time, I wasn't thinking, you know, in my mind, it's like, okay, there's all these people here. It's like this massive college graduation. Who's gonna slip in despite the punch? Well, apparently somebody did. And I drank like 4 glasses of that pineapple punch. And I was absolutely hammered. I mean, I wasn't hammered right away. It took it a while to take. But I do remember that when I walked to get my diploma, I was walking on air. And I was so freaking hungover the next morning. Also, while I'm at it, I apologize for the sparseness of the videos. Which I know I seem to do that every episode lately, but in the last few months, I have been sick 3 times with one strain of the flu or the cold or another. It's like, how many strains of this stuff are going around? And 2, Project Dark Fox and I have been planning our wedding. We will be getting married July 31st. And I am looking extremely forward to that. We've been working so hard to prepare. I mean, yeah, fun fact, you sometimes get cash back at random. But, it's been a lot of hard work, and, we've been kind of trying to find, like, a rental house locally that we can get a hold of. Thus far, we haven't had a whole lot of luck. We have one house that we have our eyes on. It's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, it needs a little bit of work, but we do have there is one particular room there that would be perfect for doing YouTube videos. So, yes, I would absolutely adore to get that house. Alright, I think that you guys see what I'm meaning at this point when I say this game can run long. But I think come the next April, I'm going to save it and we're going to end the Let's Play. Because I think that you guys have the gist of it. I initially intended to, like, go through, like, the whole first part of the game. But I forgot, because it's been so long since I played this, how long it takes to go through a game of this. How long it takes to go through a map. Also, it's worth mentioning, this is not the only map that you can play on. There are some different maps that are less girly looking. Most of them are available in free play. There's one that's like a haunted house. There's one that's like a very metallic, industrial-looking building at night, and it's like there's spotlights on every store, and it's very cool looking. And there's one that looks like it's on the beach side. You know, a project that I've always wanted to take on is to try and take this and turn it into like an actual board game. But I never really had the time to try and do that. But I would actually like to sit down and turn this into like an actual board game to play with my family and my friends, because as much as I love video games, I love board games too. There's just something about the feel of like actually putting your hands on the board and the pieces. It's like that physical feeling. It feels like there's a lot more interaction going on. And I mean, yeah, you could play like 4-player on this, but at the same time, it's like when you're sitting around a board, you're actually looking at each other. It's like when you're playing 4-player, it's like you're looking at the game for most of the duration, and it's like, it's not exactly the same feel. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love games. I love video games. But I also have, there's a special place in my heart for board games. So I have actually, that's why I wanted to kind of try and make like an actual tabletop version of this. And in a way, the notion has only been reinforced since Project Dark Fox introduced me to tabletop Battletech. It's a good thing I restocked that because she landed on it just a few minutes later. You know what, talking about Monopoly though, and how this is like Monopoly, or at least inspired by it to some extent, I believe. Project Dark Fox and I actually do enjoy a game of Monopoly now and then. In fact, I actually have this habit of getting all the railroads to the point that I actually got a personal playing piece. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the game Neko Atsume. I am obsessed with that game. And I actually went online on eBay and found a miniature figure of Conductor Whiskers to play Monopoly with, because I'm always getting all the railroads, so it's like, it's fitting. And the little figurine that I got, it's actually a 3-piece gashapon figurine. It's like 2 parts that form the train, and then there's the tiny figure of Conductor Whiskers. I don't have it on me right now. It's actually at Project Dark Fox's apartment with the Monopoly board, or else I'd show you, but the little figurine of Conductor Whiskers is so freaking adorable, and it's just the right size for a Monopoly piece. And we actually played the other day, and again, I got all the railroads. And it's like Conductor Whisker strikes again. What you gonna do, Cindy? Or Ryoko, as you appear in the manual. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more that I wonder if that was something that was kind of sporked up in translation. Maybe in the Japanese version, her name was Ryoko, and then they changed it to Cindy in the English version. I'm not entirely... Oh, crud. Yeah, that's like one of those chance or Kamiya chess cards in Monopoly. Like, you're elected chairman of the board, all players must pay you $50. That's kind of what that's like. And it's like, oh, really? Okay. Saving it. Alrighty. Alright, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you give this game a try at some point. You could probably find a copy on eBay or something like that. Like I said, this is the game right here. This is what it looks like. Just a very fun little game, I personally think. So you might be able to pick up a copy somewhere. Maybe we'll find it at a local store that sells retro games. I don't know. I think Google Play actually has the EDS PXE emulator. So I'm not entirely sure how that works. If Google Play also carries the ISOs for these, I don't know. But you might be able to find it there, because I have not actually researched exactly how ESPXE is working on Google Play. But anyway, so like I said, maybe you guys might want to give this a try, maybe not. Might not be your cup of tea, I know it's mine. Or, in my case, my bottle of Coke. Horrible joke, but not sorry. Alright, so that is Board Game Top Shop. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will do my best to have more Lavender Industries Let's Plays up soon enough. So, until next time, y'all be blessed and stay blessed.